Uber responds to reports of iPhone tracking. LinkedIn now has 500 million members, and what Amazon's doing with driverless tech. It's Monday, April 24th, and this is Crunch Report. Did Uber track iPhone users even after those users deleted the app from their phones? According to a New York Times profile of Uber CEO Travis Kalanick, that is what happened, and apparently it got Kalanick into hot water with Apple. Uber isn't denying this, but the company does say that this is a typical way to prevent fraud so that users can't just wipe a phone after their fraudulent activity and then use it again and again. Uber says the practice hasn't been discontinued, just modified to comply with Apple's policies. The Times piece also noted that Uber has used anonymized inbox data, specifically Lyft receipts from Unroll.me. The email startup has responded as well, with CEO Jojo Hidea saying it was heartbreaking to hear that some users were upset. LinkedIn says it now has 500 million registered users, up from 467 million back in October. That was the company's last quarterly report before it got acquired by Microsoft. The company isn't saying how many of those users are active every day or every month, but it did announce a new feature in the My Network tab, which will start including stats about your network like who's the most connected or who was your first connection. Amazon has a driverless tech team, but the focus isn't on building self-driving cars or trucks. Instead, it acts as a brain trust of sorts to help the company figure out the best ways to use this technology. According to the Wall Street Journal, the team was formed just over a year ago, and it's concerned with things like driverless trucks, warehouse vehicles, and drones. Could Amazon build its own driverless vehicles eventually? That doesn't seem to be in the plans right now, but the company has shown a willingness to go further than anyone else when it comes to speedy delivery, so maybe? DJI is officially launching a new headset called Goggles, which allows you to see first-person video from a DJI drone. The coolest feature is something called head tracking, which allows pilots to control a drone by moving their head. It seems like DJI is trying to take first-person video, which is mostly limited to drone racing at the moment, and move it more into the mainstream, or at least as far into the mainstream as drones can get. The goggles will cost $499 and start shipping after May 20th. We mentioned the New York Times earlier, but here's a story about the Times itself. The company announced today that it's joining Snapchat Discover, the area of Snapchat where you can find updates and news from a variety of media publications. The new edition will be published Monday through Friday and will include a handful of stories translated into the photo and bullet point heavy format, and there will be a mini crossword. This isn't the first time the newspaper has appeared on Snapchat, but it's a sign of how even big media companies are ramping up their investment in the platform. And that's the report for today. I'm Anthony Ha, filling in for Tito Hamzy. Crunch Report airs every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow.